Let me talk to the men out there listening real quick. Guys, are you suffering from erectile dysfunction, fatigue, decreased muscle tone, lack of energy, low libido, brain fog, sleep disturbances? Hey, low libido, ask your girlfriend or wife. She'll let you know if you're suffering from that or not. That's sex drive. If you'll text my name, Clay, in all caps to 601-327-8550, 601-327-8550, Men's Health of Mississippi and the Clay Edwards Show are going to hook you up with a free testosterone screening. They're located in Madison, Mississippi at 120 Fountains Boulevard. You can check them out online, menshealthms.com. But one more time, text my name, all caps, Clay, to 601-327-8550 and get your free testosterone screening scheduled today. Enjoy the rest of this show. Boom, shaka, laka, boom. You've tuned in to the Free Range Human Show of Choice, your daily dose of reality radio. This is the Friday edition. It's a FIFO Friday here on the Clay Edwards Show. If you guys want to chime in, Guns and Gear text line 769-241-1944. 769-241-1944. The Mazda of Jackson phone line 601-879-0002. First and foremost, I want to congratulate the Brandon Bulldogs high school boys baseball team. Won state championship last night for the first time, I believe, since 1967. We were actually sitting in the Gallows, little bar in downtown Brandon, when the news broke, and a spontaneous "Let's go Brandon" chant erupted. Let me cut Shaun's microphone on. Sure. Spontaneous "Let's go Brandon." It may have, and by spontaneous I mean started by me. I said we're going to let this opportunity slide by us to not chant "Let's go Brandon" and it not be political.
Yes, folks, I was there for this.
Yes, we actually got Shaun out to Rankin County.
Yep,
he had a good time. Admitted that the women look better there. Oh, man, what's in the water out here?
Take the fifth.
Not poison. Not poo.
Not poo. Yeah.
Shaun.
Yeah.
I got something here. I got something queued up here in a second. We're gonna
cool.
I want to play, but a lot going on, man.
Oh yeah, man. It's been Memorial Day weekend too. You know.
Thank you to all of our military.
Yep.
Shaun, thank you for your service.
Appreciate it. Yeah, I don't know. People do lots of things on Memorial: barbecue, boat parties, whatever.
Well, it's funny you mentioned boat. I've got something queued up here.
Okay.
Oh shit! Get your towels.
You know what? Maybe we better not play that.
Yeah.
I thought I had my finger on the mute button over there. We'll just say, let me sing it. I'm on a boat. I'm on a boat.
I watched Donnie Brasco last night too. You know the scene when they're on the boat.
Yeah.
But it's the FBI on the boat.
Yeah, so great.
It just seems so relevant.
Well, isn't there a very similar scene in Wolf of Wall Street as well?
They come to his boat and interview him.
And he throws fun coupons at him?
He does. He gets mad. The agents interview him. There's a scene in American Hustle which describes the ab scam scandal I was talking about yesterday, where, I don't know if anybody knows this, in the 1970s, FBI agents dressed up as like Arab sheiks and bribed U.S. congressmen. It's called ab scam, and which was later kind of not depicted in
Arab scam?
Arab scam,
okay.
Yeah. It was, then in Donnie Brasco, if anybody's ever seen that movie, I've actually read the book, which is about FBI agent Joe Pistone, who went undercover and for many years, and they use a boat to to wire up and get some members of the mafia, but it's the same boat that they used in ab scam. And so the mafia figures it out because they saw a picture of it in the paper, the ab scam thing. They're like, oh, wait, the FBI didn't change the name of the boat. So like the mafia's like, wait a second, that's the same boat that we were all on. Like, this is not good. Like, probably, so.
Y'all may be wondering what we're talking about.
Yeah.
I guess, if you're living under a rock or not as perpetually plugged in as we are for reasons unbeknownst to us.
Yeah, because we're crazy.
So, obviously we've been talking about Jody Owens, Chokwe Lumumba, Well, I guess it's public news now, right? Angelique Lee and
Aaron Banks.
And Aaron Banks.
Well, Angelique Lee's daughter, I was told, posted on Facebook that her house, the FBI visited their house. I think that's what I was told. I don't know if it's true or not, so I don't want to state this fact, but I've been told that.
So it was not the Cracker Pack on the city council that got raided?
No, it wasn't Virgie and Ashby, but who knows? Maybe they're, and not Kenny Stokes, man.
Or Stokes.
They ain't raided Kenny. For all Kenny's, obviously in the past he said things that make people mad. Then I think he's been great the last few years, even though, he's whatchamacallit, said things about me on the radio years ago. But, you could see reading WAPT this morning, which he's figured out which way the wind's blowing.
It's funny you mentioned that. I have WAPT queued up here. Well, I guess should we talk about the boat thing first?
Yeah, let's go into that. That's cool.
So allegedly, and this is floating out there from multiple independent sources. So if you told me this, I've gotten it from multiple people.
Yeah, we got it from
so
tons of people.
I'm not sharing your secret. Allegedly, I want to make sure I put that out there because this could all be wrong.
We don't know that this
but
is.
But we're allowed to speculate, right?
Yeah, we're speculating.
It's news and innuendo, rumor and innuendo.
Yeah,
we're spilling tea, so to say.
Yeah.
Jody and Chokwe fly down to Miami.
Yep, so that's what I heard.
They fly down to Miami. They end up on a big multi-million-dollar boat, yacht.
Like in Ballers. That's what I keep thinking. Like, have you ever watched the show Ballers with The Rock and the yacht party?
Yep. It was like a knockoff, knockoff version of the other movie that was on HBO with the guys that hung out with
Entourage.
Yeah, like a knockoff Entourage. It was good, though. I liked it.
I love Ballers. It was great.
And allegedly, some money passes hands for a potential, what I'm hearing, a convention center hotel in Jackson. There's some type of alleged bribe.
And allegedly, the people doing the bribe were all FBI agents on the boat.
The entire boat party was feds. It was like January 6th.
January 6th, right? It's all feds. So we don't know if this is true, but this is just what's out in the community, and we spill tea here, and that's.
I have a question of the day here.
Mm-hmm.
What should have been the name of that boat?
Oh God! I was telling you the other day about the Gary Hart scandal.
Yeah.
And so anybody doesn't know, Gary Hart was a Democratic candidate for president in 1988, and he was going to get the nomination, but he was a kind of a womanizer. There's a good movie with Hugh Jackman called The Front Runner, if anybody wants to watch it. And he got caught on a boat in Miami. Right? I believe it's Miami. I believe that's a place.
If I'm going to get caught on a boat doing some shenanigans, I hope it's Miami, not the Ross Barnett Reservoir.
Yeah, exactly. Not Flag Island.
Let's just be honest here.
Yeah.
If I'm going down, I'm going down, son.
Or to be
like with a pile of, on a counter, like in Scarface.
Yeah, and
on a boat, and just you got busted. You got the tater.
Which I'm wondering, that's what was on the boat with the feds.
Yeah.
Like I've just had that in my mind. And and Gary Hart was on a boat, and the boat he got caught on that he was cheating on his wife with this woman named Donna Rice was called Monkey Business, which I thought that was pretty funny considering what he was doing.
You know what? That may be the appropriate name for the boat down there right now. There was some monkey business going on.
There was some shenanigans apparently going on this boat, and I don't know what the boat's name would be though. Interpersonal conflicts.
Yeah. No. What was it he said about the state? Taking the stadium the other day.
Oh, it was
paternalistic.
Paternalistic, yeah.
It wasn't paternal though. It was consistentlistic. It was like continuing to happen.
Yeah.
Let's take a call from Derek on the Mazda Jackson phone line. Hey, you on there, brother?
Derek, were you on the boat? Just wanted to know.
Hey, buddy, what's going on?
Hey, what's up, brother?
I think that's going to be your phone. I got full signal.
Man, let's just hang up a call right back. I don't know why it does that, but it's every time on his first call, it's doing that. I want to hear what Derek's got to say about this.
Yeah, Derek was on the boat.
Y'all text me. What would last question of the day? What should the Fed's boat, alleged Fed boat, be called? 769-241-1944.
I can't stop laughing with this boat in my head. Like this mental picture has been with me all night last night of what they were wearing.
Derek, I don't know what to tell you, man. The phone line's messed up, brother. Sorry.
Did you think Chokwe had on that yellow suit on the boat in Miami?
With a martini glass with his pinky finger out?
Yeah, like that,
I mean, he couldn't look any... Yeah, I'm just going to say it. Say it, Clay. Any gayer. He couldn't look any gayer than he did in that picture that was floating around on the internet.
Yeah, but I'm thinking, the picture I have in my head, like, he's not wearing a shirt underneath the jacket either, right? Wasn't he in the yellow suit picture? He's got 2 Cuban women on him, you know? Like, there's mojitos and pile of cocaine over here, cash. It's just,
maybe they're women.
Maybe they're women. Whatever they are, you know.
Yeah.
It's just for
I've seen a picture of him with a transformer before.
Oh, okay.
Like, he went to, when Jackson was without water.
Yeah.
And froze up back, I think it was the February of 21 ice storm. He was out at like the NAACP Image Awards or something.
Okay.
And you can Google this, and then he walked the red carpet with a transformer, and there's photos of him posing.
Really?
Yeah.
You know what, Mayor?
And it's taller than he is.
Oh, God. You know what Mayor was not gay is Tony Yarber. We need him back. No. We need Tony Yarber back. You know?
I tell you what, I would gladly settle for some sexual scandals, strip club adventures, and quasi-safe city gas stations right now.
I mean, Tony was just, having a good time, but things seemed to, the trains ran on time. So, what's wrong with that? I mean, Tony probably would have gone to the boat, though. I mean, because especially if there were strippers there.
Exactly. All right, let's try Derek one last time here. Hey, Derek.
All right, I think y'all got it straight. But I rebooted my phone for laughs and goodies. Well, 2 things, Clay. First of all, I want my free reward F around and found out T-shirt because I nailed it. Told you it was going to be some type of scandal like that.
Yep.
So we're going to give a free extra large T-shirt.
I might have to get some more. The extra large has been a very popular size.
Yeah.
Hey, Shaun, I called it.
Yeah, man, you did. Should we send Chokeway an FAFO shirt? I think he might.
Okay, hey, the name of that boat should be called the SS Crooked Letter I or the Humpback Eye.
We got some. We have some suggestions here on the Guns and Gear text line. Gotcha Witch with a B.
Oh, okay.
Cash Cow. Let's see here. Catch Me If You Can. Wasn't that the name of the boat on Catch Me If You Can? No, never mind. I got my 2 movies confused.
Yeah, that's a Leonardo movie.
Now You See Me.
Yeah. And then the other was the boat was called Club Fed.
Club Fed. Yeah,
Jason says it's called Gotcha.
Okay.
The SS FBI. Well, but like I said, guys, I called it because remember, didn't you get mad at some people for not getting Top Golf in Jackson? And there have already been links to trying to, bribe people to come to the city of Jackson. But like I said, this was going to be some type of sweetheart deal, some type of backroom deal they were trying to do. I called it, Clay, so I want my free T-shirt.
All right, we'll get you hooked up.
Well, hey, brother, y'all have a good weekend.
All right, brother. Yes, we are live, Fred Shanks. Fred Shanks, we are live.
And congratulations on getting married yesterday.
Yes. Yes, I had a good time at the shindig. So I now have my no less than 12th Tony Geiger business card.
And if Fred's going on a honeymoon, we advise him not to go to Miami and don't get on a boat.
No, don't do anything illegal on one anyway.
Yeah. You can take the boat, Fred, but just don't just watch out.
Don't allegedly take $200,000 in Fed marked bills.
Yeah, the boat in Abscam was called Left Hand. Actually, I just Googled it. I couldn't remember, because that's when you watch Donnie Brasco, the guy's name is Lefty Ruggiero, and he's like, wait a second, the boat's like my name, and then they just kind of connect it. So I don't know, I don't know what the Chokeway boat would be. Allegedly, if this happened,
They should name it Free the Land.
Free the Land.
Let's see here. The SSFAFO. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Down with Whitey.
Was it a 3-hour tour, or was it longer than that, you think?
Did it ever leave the bay? I mean, did they have some? What was the Fred Smoot boat scandal called?
I can't remember it. I know Bryant McKinney, who played the Dolphins, was on that. It was a bunch of the Minnesota Vikings players. Yeah, I don't remember the NFL. I mean, we all know about that story. I don't even know if anything legal.
It was something Gate.
Yeah, something.
Let's take another call real quick on the Mazda of Jackson phone line. Hey, you're on there.
Hi.
Hey.
How do you feel about all these black people not being able to read?
Oh, well, I mean, we did a whole show about it the other day. I mean, it's pretty tough. You know about the 3rd grade reading stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, well, it ain't just black folks, but
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
As I mentioned, I've known they could have just asked me and saved all the trouble on doing whatever commission was studied and time wasted on that, because I said, look, just go read my Instagram comments and you'll know that there's a clear reading issue with JPS students.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's all I needed to know.
All right, brother. Appreciate it.
Oh.
You know who can read? The FBI. and they can read marked bills, and that's what I'm guessing may have happened here.
Yeah, I mean, let's take a break. We ran over. Let's take a break. We'll be right back here on the Clay Edwards Show with Shaun Yurtkuran. We're speculating today, and by speculating, we're spilling the beans on everything we know.
Yeah.
We'll be right back. Breaking rules when necessary. Man, I tell you what, I'm so glad I pooped that idea out.
Yeah.
Right as I was getting ready to start the show, I heard it somewhere. I was like, yeah, that's what I did. That sounds right. I had no idea. Mm-hmm. It's constantly that scene from Step Brothers. It's like, I don't know what it means, but it's provocative. No, it's not. Yes, it is. You tuned back into the Clay Edwards Show with Shaun Yurtkuran here on a faux Friday. Guys, you're looking for something to eat this morning. Breakfast right there at Burgers, Blues, Barbecue in Flowood. That'll be your stop, your destination. They also have breakfast at the Madison location, but, man, it's already doing so good. We're trying to make sure the Flowood location gets known by everybody. It's right there in front of Dick's Sporting Goods at Dogwood. Cool little spot. Can't miss it as soon as you turn in Dogwood. It's right there on your right. So check them out. Breakfast, chicken and waffles, all sorts of great stuff. They even have drink specials if you want to drink a little on breakfast. It's Memorial Day weekend. Pop a top now. I mean, what you got to lose? Just don't drive. Start at Burgers and Blues. If that's not your thing, get over there at lunchtime or dinner. Try one of their award-winning burgers. They brought the Smash Burgers, the $10 Smash Burger meal special back this month. You get the Smash Burger, a side, and a drink for $10. You can also try one of their B3 protein bowls if you're trying to watch what you eat and whatnot. Or you can always get the burger. I know this is going to turn some of y'all off, but those of us out there on the diet struggle bus, you can get your burger with a lettuce wrap instead of a bun. Just trust me on this, it's good. You can get a mini sandwich you can get with as a lettuce wrap. So get over there. Today is Fried Fish Friday. As far as their blue plate special goes, you get hamburger steak or fried catfish. Southern fried catfish. Man, that sounds so good after just eating steak for the last month. Anyway, Burgers, Blues, Barbecue. Get out, enjoy all three locations this weekend. Downtown Brandon, Flowood at Dogwood, and Main Street in Madison. BurgersBlues.com. Shaun, I came up with a good name for the boat.
Okay.
Hook, line, and sinker, because that's how they got them.
Line and sinker.
Or maybe dead to rights.
Dead to rights.
That's the term that I keep hearing going around a good bit on how on the video and stuff, allegedly.
Yeah. That
they have of these guys.
Yeah, that's what I hear too. That it's locked solid, and that's why I think when I woke up this morning and I see that Kenny Stokes is. And let me play this out for you here.
I got the video of Stokes here too.
Oh, this is what I was thinking, Clay, too. Like, so Stokes is now sounds like he's taking the side of the FBI, right? Okay, that's what I'm reading from him. And normally, if this is a situation, we discussed this yesterday, if it's like, I'm going to fight it like Trump or Robert Smith, my old boss, did, you get up there and you start saying what a political prosecution, racism, whatever you're going to do. And Stokes would parrot that narrative, right? He ain't doing that. He's like, ooh, FBI, why the FBI here? I heard some of you guys need to tell, Chokeway, you need to tell everybody why the FBI is here,
Yeah, the black power structure took a big L yesterday, and they're starting to split off.
Yeah, I mean, Stokes is a smart politician. He knows which to ride the wind. You know what I'm saying? So he, I think that to me, that's one of the most telling things I've seen is the way he said, man, you guys need to help the FBI. What I mean? Like, you need to tell the residents why the FBI is raiding your office.
Let me rephrase the black power structure comment. Mm-hmm. The free the land power structure.
Yeah.
The free the land power structure. That makes more sense. I don't want to sound like I'm throwing the baby out with the bathwater there.
Right.
Because there's some absolute idiots that are involved in this free the land nonsense.
Yeah.
And I don't want to disparage the name of good God-fearing black folks by lumping them together.
No, this Chokwe's, something else, and what he's done, we've discussed it many times, what he's done in the city, which absolutely destroy the city in 7 years.
Will there be, it will need a little distance. Will we look back, and I can't believe these words are coming out of my mouth, will we look back at Stokes as one of, if not the, I don't want to say greatest Jackson politician, but I guess, amount of terms reelected, it's the most memorable, there's a good word, the most memorable Jackson politician of all time. And will we have a Stokes Elementary in his ward?
I think so. I mean, the guy's been on the council since 1987, and of course he's been controversial. He's, it's kind of reminds me of you ever heard of a hero arc story? Yeah. Like Stokes started out.
There's a villain arc and there's a hero arc.
Yeah, it started out and he's kind of he was this nemesis of everybody. And then he finally gets to this point where man, the city's really destroyed. Maybe I should.
It's the reverse of the old saying, you either die young enough to be remembered as a hero or you live long enough to become a villain. Mm-hmm. It's the other way with him.
Yeah, it's the other way with him. He's, I guess, I remember when he was defending the Allens 20 years ago, he was talking about slapping Ben Allen. And then when Megan and Matt got robbed that night and their kids, he was defending them. And I think he's just mad. I mean, he's seen the evolution of the city since the 80s and what's happened. So maybe he's got a really good perspective on it, I think. I mean, he's the only one down there. It makes sense to me.
Let's play this story over at WAPT. This is peeling the onion back a little bit more on the Chokwe alleged and Jody Owens FBI raids. And it's got some audio in here from Stokes. This is from WAPT right here in Jackson.
Joining us at 5, I'm Troy Johnson. We are hearing from a Jackson City councilman and others after FBI agents searched the Hinds County District Attorney's office as well as paid a visit to City Hall. 16 WAPT's Ross Adams joins us live from downtown Jackson. Ross, you followed this story since it broke yesterday. What's the reaction?
Well, clearly there are a lot of unanswered questions about exactly what's going on. We spoke with Councilman Kenneth Stokes, who says that he's urging anyone facing questions from the FBI to come clean and tell the truth.
It's what else in Jackson's going to happen?
Screw! Full stop. Lady never asked that question.
What did you say?
She said, "It's what else is going to happen?"
No.
I said, "Full stop. Don't ask that question." These idiots will gladly say, "Hold my Colt 45."
Yeah.
It's almost too shocking.
The news is shocking and troubling for residents, hearing that FBI agents showed up at Jackson City Hall Wednesday morning, while another group of federal agents armed with search warrants took away boxes filled with documents from Hinds County District.
All these white feds in this video taking that Free the Land mayor stuff. Don't they know that's racism? Did they not get the memo?
Well, I don't, it's hard to call the Joe Biden Justice Department racist, I would think.
Well, I'm sure they're woke. They're FBI and they're white. Of course they are.
District Attorney Jody Owens' office in the county.
They probably have a lot of guilt about what they're doing.
We like the FBI right now, Clay. Come on, let's just do an FBI week here.
They probably have a lot of guilt about what they're doing right now.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they're not wearing face masks.
Courthouse and a downtown cigar shop that Owens owns.
When your officials start getting raided by the FBI, especially your district attorney office, that doesn't look good.
I'm still learning more about the story to kind of know what the reality or the truth is behind it. But beyond that, I think it's just kind of, a little disturbing.
Let's look at everybody and let's find out who been taking the money.
We're told the two agents who came to City Hall reportedly wanted to speak with City Council President Aaron Banks. Banks, who was out of town when the agents showed up, told us by phone Thursday he had no comment. The casually dressed agents did speak briefly with Mayor Lumumba's chief of staff, Dr. Sophia Amare, in the mayor's first floor ceremonial office.
Everybody was kind of surprised, but everybody thought, look, nobody ain't doing nothing about, all these allegations and all these situations. What's going on?
Ward 3 City Councilman Kenneth Stokes urging any city leaders facing questions from federal investigators to come clean and tell the truth about what they know.
The trouble with me is that, how did we get to this stage in government in Jackson? We can go back and start looking back at the garbage contract. We can start looking back at other issues that has taken place in this city.
And we reached out to the FBI for any updates, and a spokesman told us a short time ago that this is an ongoing investigation. They say we may want to talk with other people, but out of respect of privacy, we will not disclose their names. That spokesman goes on to say that I can assure you the FBI pursues all interviews that we believe will provide us with information of investigative value.
I have some information that I think would be valuable to the FBI.
What's that?
I don't know. I'll make something up.
You know,
I mean, like here's all the people that have died since 2017.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm telling you what they did to the Jackson Police Department and his pro-crime community policing nonsensical stance. I think there's a conspiracy charge there to commit genocide.
Yeah, I know something. I mean, is there a charge for destroying a city in under 10 years? Like, is there a federal? Is that in the U.S. code somewhere? Look it up. If everybody listened to Stokes there, I thought that was great. I hadn't listened to the audio; I just read it.
Yeah.
But listening to him, actually, I'm more convinced that he's these guys are all guilty. I mean, look for Aaron Banks is like, oh yeah, no comment. Of course, no comment, right? And I'm out of town.
I would love to know at what point he headed out of town.
I mean, do you think he was drinking when he was doing that?
About 7:15 in the morning when somebody tipped him off that the feds were raiding Jody's office.
That's what I'm wondering. Yeah, exactly. You know, and
oh look, Memorial Day weekend, we're getting an early start.
Yeah, it's
Tuesday.
Maybe the feds will make that boat available for all of them. You know, for the weekend. It is a holiday.
It was Wednesday when it broke. Yeah, man.
I mean,
it's a bad look.
It's, and he's basically, Stokes is just saying, you guys you better confess. I mean, he's picked his side. It's pretty obvious. And so I think, this is all so very telling, because this is not going the way a lot of these situations go. Like I was saying, where there's going to be a fight, a press conference at front of City Hall about how this, you've heard radio silence. And Stokes is actually the first public official, Jackson public official, I've heard say anything really about it.
You do realize that if all of this pans out, Stokes could be the interim mayor.
And I'm perfectly fine with that. I know people think it's crazy, but I'm perfectly fine with that.
I never thought those words would come out of my mouth. Because if Chokwe goes down, the interim mayor is the city council president.
Is Stokes the president?
The city council president.
Oh, it's Banks.
It's Banks. And if Banks is involved, does it go to the longest
seniority?
tenured?
I don't know.
I mean, do they vote on who? And you got another one that's allegedly involved over there in Angelique
Lee, yeah. So then there's just
so you're gonna have a white mayor or Stokes.
I think Stokes is mayor. I'm kidding. I really want that to happen.
I mean, I need this to happen.
I need it.
I need the FBI. If y'all just need any little back history to what's going on here. I mean, let's talk about the water situation.
Yeah.
And I don't mean it not working. I mean, let's talk about the Siemens money. Where did it go?
Yeah.
I mean, I got some questions.
Poof, gone.
Yeah. Chokwe trying to steer the water contracts, to the point that he peed Benny off.
Yeah.
Because he was in there trying to make money, not get the water fixed. Mm-hmm. I mean, the crime, the alleged drug dope boy connections.
Yep.
I mean, there's a lot there y'all could be peeling this onion back on.
Was there, did Chokwe try to set up Anthony Fox? I mean, there's a lot of things here.
The garbage contract. I mean, there's a lot going on here that I got lots of questions. I'm going to tell you first and foremost, it's just the interpersonal relationships with drug dealers.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, his buddies in the, and let's not forget my favorite topic, the traffic signals. Can you get indicted for that too, please? That's a public safety issue. Kenny, when you're mayor in a week from now, would you please fix the traffic signals? That's all I'm asking, man. Just do that.
Exactly.
I mean, but what's it called? I hope they're working on Chokwe's way to federal prison. Just all green. Just go.
Yep. He can wear his African garb that he likes to put on when he needs black support.
I mean, and that's what I'm saying. Have you seen that press conference? It's not happened. That's what's so telling to me. That conference, the Fight the Man conference, that even Trump does it to a certain extent in his way.
Where's the sister? Where's the 100 black men of Jackson? Yeah. Where's the Poor People's Campaign? Where's all these Black Votes Matter? All these people that love to rally on the steps and look all angry.
Mm-hmm. It's been 48 hours since this happened.
Yep.
You ain't heard a thing. The silence is deafening, as they say.
100%. Let's take a break on that. We'll be right back with Shaun Yurtkuran here on the Clay Edwards Show. Welcome back into the Clay Edwards Show here on WYAB. We got Shaun Yurtkuran here in the studio today. Guys, iGear Optical, located right there in Pearl, Mississippi. iGear Optical will never hand out glasses like a box of shoes. Bruce is going to adjust your frames before taking measurements and a second time after the lenses have been installed when you pick them up, just for a good fine-tune and to personalize your custom fit. Bruce is also going to ask you a lot of questions. Just wants to make sure he gets you the right lenses with just the right amount of technology for all your wants and needs. He's also going to make sure that you select the right frame for maximum comfort, durability, style, and fit. iGear Optical is, in fact, not an insurance, believe it or not, because they want to deal with you instead of having to deal with an insurance telling them how to take care of you. You got any questions? Let them know. iGearOptical.com. They fit glasses for you, for your lifestyle and your budget. Get your vision in high gear today. Open Monday through Friday, 10 to 6, Saturday, 10 to 2. Located 2630 Highway 80 East in Pearl, Mississippi. Check them out online, iGearOptical.com. Shaun, you got any Memorial Day plans?
No, I'm just going to be around this weekend. I was in the coast 2 times this month already, so I was like glad to be home for a weekend. I'll be here. I'm definitely not getting on a boat. I'll tell you that. That's not going to happen. To the agents that are listening to this show, Clay and I are not going to a boat party.
I do not accept bribes, and I will not be on a boat.
We're not.
I am coin operated at times. I will. You can pay me, but don't expect much in return.
Right. And but I do think this was a very good investment by the federal government to take down Chokwe. I really, I'm glad I paid taxes last year.
Did I? Did I hear a rumor that they've had over $1 million invested into this whole operation?
I've heard that from multiple people. Yeah,
that is interesting. Mm-hmm. That worth every penny.
Any penny. I'll pay more taxes. Can we pay more taxes?
For the first time in my life, I'm saying this on record. I will pay more taxes.
Next year, I'm going to donate that $1 to the presidential fund that they check the box. They always want you to check, and I never check it because I don't want to donate that $1. But now I'm going to do it.
Well, you know how you do you on your taxes, and I don't know what brain damage people do this. You can pay more.
Oh yeah, you can pay more. Sure,
you can pay more. Mm-hmm. You know what? Let's round it on up 50%. If y'all keep busting free the land idiots, this is how I got to save Jackson. I mean, I didn't have the FBI saving Jackson on my bingo card.
No, me either. I mean, I might go over to Southern Connection and buy 50 FBI jackets and just donate them to them, just nice ones.
Yeah.
Federal
booty inspector.
Yeah, just give it to them. This is our gift. I mean, thank you, FBI. We appreciate this.
Get some special FAFO FBI jackets.
That's right. We could give them that,
I'm working on getting some girl tank tops done. I think I'll send one to Chokwe.
Yeah. I mean, it's got to be in yellow, though.
It's got to be yellow.
I mean, do you think I don't know if they're going to let them. I don't think they're going to let him use that when he checks into Eglin Air Force Base or Yazoo City, though,
Can you imagine those two? It was just playing this out, that it was Jody and Chokwe on this boat, allegedly with the feds. Can you just imagine them walking in the pier in Miami, dressed like some Cuban gangsters, Tommy Bahama shirts, yellow bananas.
Cuban cigars,
straw hat, and of course they got on those kind of white pants that don't come all the way down the calf.
Yeah, and what's it when you put suntan lotion?
Capri pants. Is that what it is?
Yeah,
that's what they call it when girls wear them. So I'm gonna call it the same thing when men do, and some kind of Jesus sandals.
God, I swear to God, this mental image has made me laugh for 24 hours straight. I just have so many things in my mind of how this went down and looked,
Down there recording their first album, Studio Gangsters.
And what were the agents wearing? Were they hot chicks? But they were the FBI. How did that work? Was it Miss Congeniality or how did this go down?
White chicks.
Yeah, Was it? I mean, what was it? What was it? A bunch of Cuban FBI agents, in Miami. I don't know. I just or was it guys or was it dude dressed FBI agents dressed like rappers? That's kind of what I had in my head too. You know what I mean? Can you see that? Kind of I'm thinking of Andre Rison as an FBI agent.
I'm with you.
That's kind of where I'm with this.
I smell what the Shaun is cooking.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. That was what happened. Because it wasn't a bunch of guys in suits on the boat, and just everybody's, it's a boat party. It's got to be. What do you think the playlist on the boat was? That's an interesting question.
Oh, yeah. You're in Miami. You got to be some Rick Ross, right?
Some Rick Ross. I think some disco probably was thrown in, remixed.
A little 2 Live Crew.
Yeah.
A little Miami flavor, Miami bass.
Gloria Stefan is definitely on the playlist in the Miami Boat.
Shockway's there, so Raining Men.
Raining Men, that's right. He was doing that, There's a lot of, since I grew up in Miami, I kind of know the way the music is always playing locally all the time.
Yeah.
It's kind of here like with country music. They're like Gloria Stefan is heard everywhere you go in the city of Miami.
She's the Whitney Houston of Miami.
Yeah, she's everything. She's she's just infamous in Miami, and I mean, I could actually Google some of her songs that might have fit this scenario, but definitely she was on the hit list there.
We've gotten several texts suggesting the boat should be named after boats and a certain garden tool.
Oh, one of my favorite Gloria Stefan songs is Conga. Do you think they were doing
Conga?
It was a Conga line.
I don't even think about that being a Gloria Stefan song anymore. I think about that being in some food commercial that's constantly on.
Yeah, they've ruined a lot of old songs with these commercials. I mean, what's the call?
Here's a text I got. Says from unknown texter. Says within the last few months, my wife was on a midweek flight back from Atlanta, and Shockway was on the flight flying first class. Is first class necessary expense? So people send me pictures of him at the airport all the time.
Yeah, you told me that.
And it just, like, I'm not here to judge the guys flying to wherever, but now I'm just, like, questioning everything.
Oh, yeah.
Like, everything is in question.
There's a hit Gloria, you're in the Miami Sound Machine. That's who she was part of originally. And there's Get On Your Feet. I'm putting that on my Spotify playlist. That was one of the songs on the boat. All
right, recap real quick. I notice people are getting in and out of the vehicle. Tim asked for a quick recap. Yeah. Rumors are abound. We're speculating this morning, but rumors are abound that the FBI raid on Jody Owens' office had something to do with a trip that him and the mayor, allegedly, of Jackson took to Miami. They ended up on a boat that the feds had rented and loaded with feds, and allegedly there was a bribe of $200,000, something to do with potentially a hotel in Jackson, maybe the convention center hotel project, something along those lines. The number floating around is like they got $200,000 cash. We believe marked bills. Yeah. That would explain the way the search warrant was broken down for just Jody's office and for his bar.
Yeah, and it's
now, the moving parts within that, I don't know, and that's above my pay grade. Shaun's got some pretty good working theories, but I think just at the end of the day, that's kind of what you're looking at. Allegedly, also, a couple city council people involved.
Yeah, Angelique Lee and Aaron Banks.
Yeah. Where their involvement ties in, was it with votes? Was it with, you're basically getting paid for votes.
Yeah.
Then you just got to get one of the other three to go along with you. Was it a 4-3 hustle? It's 7 of them?
Yeah, isn't it? I can't remember.
It's I know
it's so useless. I don't remember how many people are on the council anymore.
Yeah,
you're right. I think something like that. Yeah.
Or is it 5 of them? I can't remember.
And if all the new listeners are turning in, if you ever watch Donnie Brasco, this would be a good way to this is what happened. The agents, boat, Miami. Think of it like that.
Yep. Let's take a break. Come back, land the plane for hour 1. We are going to get into some other topics in hour 2. Big Trump rally in New York City and some more stuff. This is the Clay Edwards Show with Shaun Yurtkuran. Leading into Memorial Day weekend, it is a FIFO Friday. Be sure to go buy your FIFO shirts. Support your boy at buyfafo.com. Shirts, hats, and I think I got 1 flag left in stock if you want a flag. We'll be right back. Edwards Show. As we get ready to land the plane for hour 1 here, I think we've come up with a good scenario here. I think Jody and Chakaway were playing bad boys. Like, which one's Martin? Which one's Will Smith?
I don't know. That's a good. I'm going to go with Jody's Will Smith.
Yeah.
Jody's more Will Smithy to me than Chokeway's. I'm not giving Chokeway Will Smith.
Because Will Smith has proven he will slap a mofo.
Yeah. Jody's kind of cool dude. I'm going to go with Will Smith for Jody.
Like, if I gotta have one of those dudes in my foxhole, I think I'd rather have Jody in my foxhole.
Yeah, and he's a military guy, know. So I'm taking Jody. Chokeway is definitely Martin.
Yeah,
he's definitely he's 100% Martin Lawrence.
but I don't know. Martin's probably more, in real life. Martin's more G.
Yeah, probably. I mean, Martin's harder than Chokwe, I think, and but I'm he's definitely not Will.
We'll be right back. Boom, shakalaka boom. Hour 2 of the most incendiary show on the radio, the Clay Edwards Show, here with Shaun Yurtkuran on 103.9 FM, WYAB, streaming worldwide, WYAB.com, as well as the TuneIn app. And Alexa, just search WYAB. If you miss any of the show and you want to go back and send this to friends, family, City of Jackson employees that you want to poke fun at, Hinds County DA office employees you want to poke fun at, you can send them the show. The podcast will be available by 10 a.m. It's going to be an Apple podcast, Spotify, Podbean, everywhere else you download podcasts. It's usually up on YouTube by noon. That's a little out of my control, the way the feed pushes it out. But it will eventually be there when you get ready for it. So check that out. Just go subscribe to @Clay Edwards. Just search Clay Edwards Show wherever you download podcasts and all that, and hit the subscribe button. Turn your notifications on, and you will get a notification every time I upload something. We take clips of these shows out, put them up there in segments so you don't have to digest the whole 2 hours. But actually, by the time we cut the commercials out, the podcast goes from 2 hours to an hour and 17 minutes. Yeah. So it's a rather easy listen. So anyway, check us out. Follow me on social media @SaveJXN across all platforms, @SaveJXN. I try to make 2 or 3 little short form videos a day if there's stuff to talk about. Real quick, ad read here. We got to pay the bills, as they say. Men's Health in Mississippi. Guys, just text Clay to Men's Health in Mississippi. I'm going to give you the number here. Are you dealing with low libido, erectile dysfunction, sleep issues? You're working out, but you're not seeing any results? Maybe even a little obesity. Maybe you just feel like blah, like you're just living, you're just waking up, just living, just biding your time. Man, get your testosterone levels checked. And my folks over at Men's Health in Mississippi are going to do that testosterone screening for free. That's right, for free, courtesy of your boy right here, Clay. As soon as I find I am never, ever prepared and have the text number here for you to text free to, but that's the word you're going to text free to 601-327-8550. Whether you're dealing with low libido, that's your sex drive, brain fog, sleep disturbances, lack of energy, decreased muscle tone, and, of course, fatigue, you could be suffering from low testosterone. It's been a game changer for myself.
Me too.
My buddy Shaun over here.
Great.
And everybody that I run into who has made their way up to Men's Health in Mississippi sings the praises of testosterone. Whether you get it from them or your personal doctor, whatever. I'm just telling you personally here, get your testosterone levels checked, and if you're low, start taking your injections. You will not regret it.
No, you really won't. It's really such a great decision, especially in your 40s and stuff, and you start. I was having the problems. I was like falling asleep in the afternoons. That was my biggest issue.
Mine too.
And that's changed that, and really changed my productivity.
Mine was lack of drive.
Yeah,
my drive just wasn't there like it once was, and it's all I have now is drive. Like, let's go.
I wish I could take more. To be honest with you, I'm not gonna lie. It's really great. I mean, if you take more, you can do things like work out harder, go to yacht parties in Miami, be effective. It's just. You think they were on a lot of testosterone?
Well, I don't know. Most men that take testosterone don't wear yellow banana suits.
Yeah, that's true.
Jody may be.
Jody, yeah.
Chokwe needs to be.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of Chokwe, let's hit the reset button real quick. We've had some people text on the Guns and Gear text line. That number is 769-241-1944. The Mazda Jackson phone line is 601-879-0002. So people text in and ask me, would we reset what we're talking about Miami? So this is going to be the last time I do it for the show. It's going to be like the 3rd or 4th time I've done it. But I don't mind because I know people are in and out of their cars. But I apologize to the people who have listened to the whole show. Allegedly, the mayor and Jody Owens flew down to Miami and ended up on a boat, got bribed $200,000, not 100% sure what. There's some speculation that if this is true, it may have had something to do with a potential convention center hotel. One person even said a casino, but I think the convention center hotel makes a lot more sense in Jackson. And that property, we're just piecing this puzzle together. the property that they've talked about putting that convention center hotel is actually the property that butts up to the building that Jody's Bar's in.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if he owns that building or if he just rents the space there or how all that works.
Sure.
That building would probably have to be torn down to facilitate this.
Yeah, I would think that whole
that Dennis Sweet's office right next door there.
Mm-hmm.
I would think the whole former Lamar building has to go if they do this.
Yeah, I used to work on that block in college, and Dale Danks and Meredith Coxwell's office was upstairs on Lamar, and that whole block right there is where that is. Yeah.
So that's irrelevant to the. I guess I'm kind of going on a rabbit hole there. It's kind of irrelevant to Miami, but just trying to paint this picture for you as to what they would be doing if this story is true.
Yeah.
So they get down to Miami. They end up on this boat. This big party. They're being wined and dined and whatever else. Playing Tony Montana. I mean, just who knows, right?
The world is my little friend.
The world is mine. Playing studio gangsters, like we're living it, man. We're living our life. Anyway, and that boat was loaded up with feds. And if the rumor's true, they got given a couple $100,000 for a bribe. And the bills were probably marked.
Yeah,
and
I would assume so.
Does that have I spoken? Have I said enough?
I think so.
Up here, and that's what triggered these FBI raids. And I don't know. Here we are.
And they. And then, of course, we went to, everybody listening, Kenneth Stokes was like the first, I think, Jackson official that's actually made any kind of statement, like in person. I know the district attorney's office released a statement that same day, Wednesday afternoon.
Very vague, just saying they're cooperating.
Right, and Stokes kind of got out there and took the FBI side. That's the way I read it and heard it. I'm sure everybody can listen. And
well, he said, anybody, if there's some corruption or somebody's taking some bribes or something, I mean, he said those words.
I mean, he's been on the mayor. He's been accusing the mayor of taking money forever. I mean, he's been out there. City Hall, he did it, didn't he? He said he's in with those dope boys. He's this, he's that. And he's been pushing this narrative. Maybe he's actually right. Isn't that crazy? Like Kenneth Stokes had all the info.
Let's play Stokes' audio again here real quick. This is Stokes being the first city official to step out and comment on any of the shenanigans.
A little disturbing.
Let's look at everybody, and let's find out who been taking the money.
Who been smoking that dope?
We're told the two agents who came to City Hall reportedly wanted to speak with City Council President Aaron Banks. Banks, who was out of town when the agents showed up, told us by phone Thursday he had no comment. The casually dressed agents did speak briefly with Mayor Lumumba's chief of staff.
Hold on, I ain't trying to hear all that again. Let's get back to here's Stokes.
Office.
Everybody was kind of surprised, but everybody said, look, nobody ain't doing nothing about,
You got to see his body language with this. This is at WAPT.com.
All these allegations and all these situations, what's going on?
Ward 3 City Councilman Kenneth Stokes urging any city leaders facing questions from federal investigators to come clean and tell the truth about what they know.
The trouble with me is that, how did we get to this stage in government in Jackson? We can go back and start looking back at the garbage contract. We can start looking back at other issues that has taken place in this city.
He's telling you right there. Mm-hmm. Go look at the garbage contract.
Yep.
So let's go over here to JacksonJambalaya.com.
I got one thing real quick, Clay.
Yeah.
I was just Googling this. WLBT from, this is February 28, 2022. Mayor Lumumba accused Ward 3 Councilman Kenneth Stokes and Ward 1 Councilman Ashby Foote of taking bribes from Waste Management of Mississippi. That was 2 years ago, but Chokwe was throwing the bribe allegations on these guys. And then come to find out, shoes on the other foot there.
Which one of them? You were talking about this yesterday, but it kind of went in one ear, out the other. One of them said, if you accuse me of something on this Richard's garbage thing, I'm suing you.
I think somebody told us that. I can't remember who it was.
Yeah, either the mayor told them that, or somebody on there told the mayor that. If you accuse me, I'm suing you.
Something like that, right? He's saying he said something like that. But he accused them of taking bribes.
Yeah.
But I remember that, if you remember that press conference, it actually kind of where we used allegedly, or we heard, Chokwe said, I'm a lawyer, so I'll say it this way. I believe him to be taking bribes. So in his mind, that's fine to say. I guess we can say that too. I believe Chokwe to be corrupt.
That's great. Yeah, I believe. Clay Edwards' personal opinion that does not reflect anybody else, believe that these folks is crooked as hell and that they be taking bribes.
And this is his exact quote. I believe certain members of our council have taken bribes and are steering a contract. So can we say the same thing about him then?
All right, so let's read this real quick. This is from yesterday over at Kingfisher's website, Jackson Jambalaya. It says EPA blows off Mayor Lumumba. And we're not going to get into the nuts and bolts of the EPA stuff, but it's just something very telling at the beginning here. It says the mayor tried to get Jackson water manager Ted Hennepin with the EPA. Oh, he tried. For all of his troubles, however, the EPA blew off Mayor Lumumba. His Honor sent a letter to the EPA administrator, Michael Regan, on March 27th that was rife with complaints about, and this is so rich, was rife with complaints about Mr. Hennepin. Mayor Lumumba griped Mr. Hennepin was not using competitive bidding to award contracts. And here's the other part that I really like. Kingfish says, coming from the mayor who wrecked the competitive bidding process and used so-called emergencies to award no-bid contracts to Richard's disposal, this is somewhat rich. The real target of this particular complaint is the Jacobs Engineering contract. The mayor and the Sisters of Rakia, that's his sister, want to give the contract to one of their favored few competency be damned contractors. They're minority set-asides that Kim Wade always talks about.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm telling you. I mean, that's what they're all mad about. It should tell everybody what's going on here. When you've got the sister who runs this thing called the Poor People's Campaign, and they basically, I mean, is nobody else find it curious that it's the mayor's sister who's constantly trying to sue to keep stirring this Ted Hennepin pot?
Yeah. Well,
I mean, why don't our local media talk about this? WLBT, APT, JTV. Why don't any of y'all question why the mayor's sister is fighting his proxy wars?
And we know CJ don't have a problem ruffling feathers, so if anybody was going to do it, I'd imagine he'd jump all over it, or
like, it's no coincidence. It's no coincidence. She's out here fighting all these proxy wars, and they do it under the guise of we're black. This is a black city. We need black garbage men. We need a black contractor. We need blackity, black. So everybody's scared to question it. Well, I'm not. I'm going to question it. I'm going to question it because they're using race as it's a hoax. Race ain't got nothing to do with this. They're allegedly, I believes, they're guiding these contracts to people who are giving them kickbacks.
You know, and then using
they possibly could even own the companies.
And using the race thing, like you know how I went over to Chokwe's house and I saw WJTV the other day, and it was whenever we thought the FBI was going to raid, and they were waiting on that too. You know, it's just it's his rhetoric is when you look at his house and where he lives. I was like, God, this guy is such a scam. 100%. You know, this guy is like, you're telling people, and you know, I mean, I'm not even trying to be funny here. Like, I thought about the poor people in Jackson that like live in these ravaged communities, you know, in massive poverty in the city, crime. And Chokwe is acting like, man, I'm one of you. You know what I mean? I'm one of you. And this is all about racism, and this is this. And then you live, there ain't a single black person that lives next door to you. You live in a gated community, one of the widest areas of the city, in a mansion.
And not behind a fence, behind a wall.
It is like a wall, right?
It's a wall.
Chokwe wanted to build a wall. Let's put it that way.
He built, and he'll tell people it's to protect myself from crazy people like Clay Edwards.
Yeah, like that. I mean,
but it ain't white people you protecting yourself from in Jackson, brother.
Oh, and he happens to live in, guess what? The CCID.
Yeah.
Which he's protected by Capitol Police, the organization that he does not like.
Yep.
And it's just it's so hypocritical. Or when you see that, you're just like,
man. There was a day. See, this is why I've been picking. Well, I've had a bone to pick with Black Gen X, because I grew up with Black Gen X, and I know that a lot of this nonsense that's going on was not acceptable when we were growing up. Mm-hmm. A lot of this stuff they're co-signing on, a lot of this rainbow supremacy nonsense. This mayor dressing up like a gay banana. And here they are bowing down at his feet. You know, man, he would have got skull drug back in the 90s.
I mean,
for dressing like that.
When it's an act, this whole thing is just a show.
I mean, he went from wearing dashikis and singing some kind of slave songs or something. I don't even know what it was. Mm-hmm. On his re-election night,
right?
Because he knew he was about to get a windfall of money. Mm-hmm. To to now he's wearing partying in Miami on FBI yachts and wearing gay banana suits.
And like speaking of that, he's got the wall. I forgot this. Right, there's a wall in front of his house, and does it look like there's only 3 or 4 houses in that neighborhood?
Yeah, it's like it's one of those little. They've built a couple of those in that Northeast Jackson area.
Yeah,
there's like there'll be a wall, but I get it. I mean, I'd want to live behind a wall too if I lived in Jackson.
Yeah,
really anywhere. I wish there was a wall around my yard, but there's not. Anyway, so they'll build like these little 3 or 4 houses. And like a little swoop through street.
That's what I saw.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Well, I just thought to myself, I was like, Chokwe lives behind this wall with nothing but white people. He's chosen to segregate himself, whatchamacallit, and I'm thinking, well, he might go to another place where he's going to be forced to integrate, and live behind a wall as well. So hopefully he'll be very protected there.
It's ridiculous, man. It's so fake, and that's what aggravates me. It's like, guys, all y'all got to do is look. But y'all defend this guy to the 10th power, and he's never done nothing good.
No.
Nothing. He just gets up there and tells you, I'm black and I'm fighting these white men, these Republicans trying to take back Jackson, trying to save Jackson.
Yet I live next door to nothing but white Republicans, and protected by the white Republican police force, as he likes to say.
Yeah, it was Chokwe who said at a press conference to one of the council people that he would sue if they accused him of taking bribes.
Really?
Yeah. So
he says, well, I mean, maybe he'll sue us. I love that discovery. It's some questions to ask. I saw that. I think I tagged you in that Facebook yesterday. He put up "Ask Antar." What did you say? Like,
why are the feds looking for y'all?
Yeah, why are the feds looking?
My first grade, they do that "Ask Antar" nonsense on social media, but they just take these little softball questions and I just said, I submitted a question. I was like, what the feds want to talk to you about?
Yeah. I mean, why are they going to City Hall?
Yeah.
What they interested in?
What did Dr. Mari tell them?
Yeah. Oh, man. Do you think she rolled?
100%.
Oh, she rolled.
I don't know. I think she's one of these down for the cause people.
Okay.
I mean, down for the cause, making that money.
But who's rolling? Okay, so, we can play, this game. Who's rolling?
Let's do it after the break. This is the Clay Edwards Show with Shaun Yurtkuran. We'll be right back. Welcome back into the Clay Edwards Show, your conspiracy theory world headquarters, located right here in Jackson, Mississippi. Or, no, I'm sorry, we're not in Jackson. Flora, Mississippi. This segment, speaking of Flora, brought to you by Parlor 1886. Guys, are you living, especially my folks out here in Madison County, if you're looking for somewhere nice, fun, hang out, chill out, enjoy some good company, some live entertainment, cold drinks, good food, Parlor 1886 is going to be the place for you, located right here on Main Street in Flora, downtown Flora, Mississippi. Man, I love these little cities that got these pre-World War II cities. Mm-hmm. They got real downtowns still and town squares and stuff like that. Flora is one of those gems here in the South that has just that. And they got these nice, cool old buildings. And 1886, Parlor 1886 is located in one of those. But it's been all redone on the inside. Super nice. Get by there. Check them out tonight. Enjoy some great bar food, nice drinks, cool environment. They got high top chairs and tables, or pub style. They've usually got somebody in the corner playing live and acoustic. But what I really love is they got these couch sections with dining tables, kind of like a living room vibe or a VIP suite kind of vibe. And check them out, Parlor 1886. Shaun, so you don't believe that?
Good picture. We got a picture of Aaron Banks in a floaty, or what purports to be Aaron Banks.
You're really not ready to admit that Michelle Obama's a guy?
No, I'm not going to admit that. I don't think she's a guy, but maybe she's at the boat party, so we'll see. Maybe they know.
If she had on a bikini, we would definitely know.
We definitely know. No, I don't think she's a guy.
But there's zero. Nobody can find a photo of her pregnant with 2 different kids.
I mean, I don't know. I've never researched the issue, man, to be honest with you. I don't think she's a dude.
There's no proof that she gave birth to those kids.
Whatchamacallit? Well, I mean, I'm sure they got birth certificates, so just like the whole birther thing that didn't end up being true as well.
Well, I mean, if they can make a fake one for Obama, they can make some fake ones. He was a Manchurian candidate.
Okay.
Just like Joe Biden.
Is he, well, the Manchurian's really messed up if Biden's their candidate. I mean, that's quite a, at least make one good. I mean, can you do that?
I mean, that's what happened. I mean, but I mean, if if the mission is for them, it's for them to get rich while destroying the country with this green energy nonsense, trying to shove it down everybody's throat. They've done a great job if you're them.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. I was just thinking, like, someone like Gavin Newsom, you could sell me on being the Manchurian candidate.
Did you know that Trump did a rally in the Bronx yesterday?
What we'll call it? No, I didn't. Man, I've been consumed with this thing, so I just hadn't read any other news.
Yeah, he did a rally in the Bronx, and, man, there's a lot of footage coming out from this thing. A lot of, like, purple-haired white baristas there. A lot of black folks there. Here's a couple little sound clips. I have not listened to these, but I'm just seeing the screen grabs here. Here's a pink-haired, what I would say under any other circumstances would be a Fondren white liberal at a Trump rally.
Where are you from?
The Bronx, actually.
I'm originally from the Bronx and from New York.
I'm from the Bronx.
Right here in the Bronx, New York. This is home, right here. AOC says if you're not a Democrat, you don't belong here in the Bronx. Right. What do you say? I disagree with that.
I don't think she should be here in the Bronx. I actually don't know any Democrats living in the Bronx.
Look, AOC, look at the tremendous support for Mr. Donald J. Trump. You need to tell her then she need to stay out the Bronx because look at all the people around. Everybody's here for Trump. I am a Democrat. And I belong here.
There's a black dude with a Trump hat.
Donald J. Trump. What has AOC done for the Bronx?
Here's a black lady with a Trump hat.
She's done nothing for the Bronx. Nothing. Nothing's changed. Nothing's gotten any better.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Let her come to the Bronx and let her come among us people that struggle. She doesn't even know what struggle is.
I love it. I love seeing America come together. What you got?
You got it. You just look at your messages.
It's I don't know. I can't read that on the air.
Okay. Yeah. So.
Well, I'll get to it during the break.
Yeah.
So let's see here. I saved something else. I'm just going to ride this out for a second here because we've talked about this other thing quite so much that people who don't live in Jackson are probably going to be exhausted with it. We'll get back to it. This is cool. This is a black lady talking at the Donald Trump rally yesterday. I mean, it's so refreshing. I mean this from the bottom of my heart. This is why I've been so hard on black Democrats around here, especially the black Gen X, the folks I grew up with. Because I know y'all ain't about this nonsense y'all keep voting for. I don't know how you've gotten bamboozled, tricked, lied to, hornswoggled into this Chokwe, Antar Lumumba, free the land, LGBTQ, LMNOP, BLM nonsense, because I know that ain't really what y'all about. So it's so effing refreshing to see y'all wake up. Listen to this.
His policies, I like how he says it like it is, and and Biden gotta go. I'm sick of him.
And what would you say to a black person that says that you're not black because you're voting for Trump?
Well, then I guess I identify as a white man. I don't know. I don't care what anybody has to say. I'm a mother. I care about the future of my child, and I care about policies over, rhetoric.
Love it, man. Can we get more of that?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think everybody should be. It'd be nice if we get to play. I always wish we just get rid of the two-party system anyway. One day, we just votes on policies and things they want instead of this fractured system that we got. But I don't know if that'll ever happen.
No. Let's read a couple texts. We're gonna take a break and come back, and I think we got some stuff we can discuss in a text. Bob Bill. Do not let black voters fool you. After the dust settles, the majority will vote Democrat. I agree, unfortunately. I agree. Unknown texture. This is talking about the Chokwe stuff. It's a racket. Award those contracts to minorities, then they promise to contribute to their so-called nonprofits. Then the nonprofits can funnel the money out in management fees back. Yep. I mean, there's a hustle there, man. It's just money laundering.
Yeah,
is what it is. Reagan says, if remotely true, all involved should resign and work for a plea deal and not put the city and county through all the expected racial accusations and false cries of victimhood. I would be especially happy if Ted Hennepin outed Chokwe.
Outed in which way? Is it for
out the closet?
The closet or for taking bribes? Yeah, we don't know. It could be both.
All right, let's take a break. We'll be right back on the Clay Edwards Show with Shaun Yurtkuran. Welcome back in to the Clay Edwards Show. Guys, get out to Acme Pizza and Daiquiris tonight. Enjoy some good live entertainment. Cold beer, great mixed drinks, frozen daiquiris, made from scratch pizza, pasta, appetizers, and more. Get over there, try the dynamite balls, man. They're becoming famous in and of themselves. Right there at Acme Pizza and Daiquiris, located at Fannin Mart on the Res. My personal favorite pizza, the pig. And you can also get it in a cauliflower crust if you so choose, or a gluten-free anyway, which I believe is the cauliflower. Get over there today. Acme Pizza and Daiquiris available on all major food delivery apps, open from 4 p.m. to midnight. I believe that puts them serving pizza later than anybody else in the entire county of Rankin, probably in central Mississippi, but I can't confirm that. So I won't run with it, but, oh, man, thinking about pizza makes me tired. I want some. Acme Pizza and Daiquiris. Check them out. Go support our boy Chip over there and his team. Shaun, you look like your interest is peaked over there.
Oh, no, I'm just looking through some of this stuff, the articles about the FBI stuff that we've been talking about and all that stuff. I just I was saying earlier, I like to play the game of who's going to roll, and I'm
that's right. Yeah, who's going to snitch?
Who's snitching? And so I'm saying Aaron Banks is definitely flipping, right? I mean, he's well, he's flipping. That's my guess.
I saw Angelique Lee's DUI arrest video. She ain't built for this.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I mean, if she's involved, she's doing backflip flipping. I mean, right. Acrobat, high rope, amazing, greatest show on earth type flipping.
Yeah, I mean, like her and Banks are coordinating their stories together, making sure it's correct, and they're like choke way. Everybody's pointing the finger at choke way because that's the one they want. That's who the FBI, I bet you, really wants.
When it's like when you guys are doing your lawyer stuff in the courtrooms, mm-hmm. and you're talking to a witness, and like, is the killer in the room? Could you point to the killer? It was him.
It was him.
It was him. Everybody pointed at Chuck Way. I think that's the first time I've ever said his name the way he pronounces it. I thought it was always Chuck Way.
Let the record reflect that the witnesses identified the defendant, Mr. Lumumba. That's the way that's going to go. That's the way that's going to go. And I'm sure they'll all be pointing straight at him in a courtroom, or if he takes a deal, which they may have enough on him where he's going to have to at this point. But they'll definitely they're squeezing the council people for sure. I'm pretty sure that that's going on. And God knows who else.
Can you just, for a second, go along with me here? They get to Stokes' house to talk to Mr. Stokes. We know you're not involved. We just want to talk to you about maybe some things you've seen or heard or
sure.
maybe been privy to. Well, first off, the boy needs to quit smoking that dope.
Yeah, that's it.
I mean, just imagine the things Stokes know. He's kind of like a Jacktown Benny Thompson, right?
Yeah, kind of, sure.
I mean, he's been around for a while. I mean, he's been a part of stuff. I don't know. I'm just saying. Nothing would surprise me when it comes to Stokes.
Oh, I'm sure he knows where the bodies are buried.
You took the words right out of my mouth. That was my next up. He knows where the bodies are buried.
Yeah, I'm sure he does. And I'm sure he was more than glad to sit down with the agents and explain every little thing he's heard on the street, which, the FBI goes around and generally asks people, like they interview tons of people, and I'm sure they talk to him, and, I'm sure he's got, Kenny probably's got all the word on the street. And, sometimes word on the street is good, sometimes it's crap, but, you try to hear it anyway. But that's what I'm sure they went out and talked to him, and and I'm sure he was more than glad because he doesn't seem to ever be a fan of the mayor. But I guess when somebody accuses you of taking a bribe, you probably aren't their best friend. I don't think me and you and Chokeway are going to go hang out anywhere.
Man, so we got a really interesting text here, and I want to be careful about dropping non-elected officials' names or the names of businesses. But we'll just say this: according to this text, the FBI have been set up doing surveillance on the 3rd and 4th floors of the Landmark building on the side which faces Jody's Cigar Shop.
Yeah.
For almost 2 years now. Jeez. They have numerous photos, car tags, videos, etc., which have evidence, allegedly, showing drugs and monies being run through the different establishments in that building.
Okay.
We'll just say that.
Mm-hmm.
Going back to the top of the text here, the names, and this is hearsay. I just want to put that out there. This is all allegedly, and all that stuff. I'm not confirming anything here. The names being investigated by the FBI are, and I'm not going to name people who aren't directly involved in politics because I don't know. I have my suspicions about these people too, but I'm not going to dirty up their name because they're not public figures. Antar Lumumba, that's the mayor of Chokwe. Jody Owens, Dr. Sophia Amari, that's the chief of staff for the mayor. Angelique Lee, Brian Grizel, and Aaron Banks.
I was telling you yesterday, I'd heard it was 3 council people. I know everybody was kind of running with 2, but I'd heard 3 from, another, and so that makes sense.
Grizel's the third.
Yeah, Grizel's the third.
Yep.
So there you go. That does kind of confirm that, that there's 3, and then you got the votes.
Well, it doesn't confirm it.
Not confirm it, but you know what I'm saying. It was at least it's where it's out there. I'm not sure that he allegedly did it right. Exactly.
Because then all you got to do is sway one other person.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, the mayor gets the.
I don't know. Ask Kim. He probably knows how that works. Right?
Yeah. So you got Stokes, Grizel, Banks, the 2 white folks, Angelique Lee,
Hartley, right? Isn't it Vernon Hartley? Isn't that it?
How many are there?
I just forget that.
Let's run through our head here. Stokes. Are some of those not? Are some of those not Hinds County Board of Supervisors?
No. That's Jackson City Council. What's we call it? All those folks are on the Jackson City Council.
Are you Googling it?
Yeah, I'm just Googling it right now. We got it here. Vernon Hartley, Brian Gazelle, Virgie Lindsay, Kenneth Stokes, Angelique Lee, and Ashby Foote.
And Aaron Banks.
So what's called? There's 7.
There's 7.
Yep.
So yeah, it's the 4-3 hustle.
4-3 hustle. Yeah.
Yeah. You got 4 votes. So all right, let's play this out. Aaron Banks, Lee, Grizel.
That's 3.
That's 3. The mayor gets the tiebreaker, doesn't he?
I don't know how that works. I know Virgie Lindsay was voting.
Well, there's not a tiebreaker. There's 7. Never mind. So you got to flip one of the other 4.
Well, Virgie was already with the mayor on the Richard stuff.
Yep.
So you had 4 right there.
Yep.
All right, and then Stokes wasn't, and Ashby wasn't. Remember, that's why the mayor was accusing them of being in cahoots, and they couldn't possibly be. He said in his other statement on WWT, "I've never seen Ashby and Kenneth hang out so much." Well, okay, I guess Chokwe, you should be okay with that because you live in a white neighborhood, so you hang out with white people all the time. What's wrong with the black guy and a white guy hanging out?
Don't forget that he blamed the garbage crisis on racism.
Yeah,
because Ashby wouldn't go along with the Richard contract.
Yet he had Virgie voting with him.
Yeah,
which is amazing to me. And
it's racism. All those white Northeast Jackson residents didn't
like
want
himself.
I know one white person that lives in Northeast Jackson, not counting leftover Eastover.
Yeah,
but what I really consider Northeast Jackson is the park area where the murder just happened at.
Yeah,
the old Canton Ridgewood Road corridor.
Right.
That to me, that's Northeast Jackson.
Yeah, I mean, and certainly the really wealthy neighborhoods in there, like Eastover and Chokwe's little white enclave that he lives in. Those areas.
The Eastover leftover area there.
Yeah, I mean, the leftover area. Obviously, some of those homes are not gated like his is. In his little compound.
I mean, I just think it says a lot that Chokwe, Mr. Black for a Living, himself. I mean, like if you looked up "black for a living" in the dictionary, it'd be a picture of Chokwe. The fact that he lives behind a white wall, in a white house in the whitest part of Jackson,
it's crazy.
I mean, what is it with these folks? They talk all this black stuff, and the second they get enough money, I'm moving around to white folks.
I mean, I wish you'd come out I wish I should have called you to come meet me out there because we could have got some beer and just sat there and I was like, I really fell over laughing. I did not know that's where he lived, and I was like, oh my God.
I'd have brought some lawn chairs.
I mean, I was like, this is Choke. Like, this is like, the free the land dude is over here. Like he's living behind the wall with all the white people.
It is mind-boggling.
I just thought that was hilarious. I'm like, this guy, and that's when you just know somebody's totally full of, what I'm going to say, with the thing.
I live around more black people in downtown Brandon than Chokwe does over there.
I want Kenneth Stokes the next day. I'm surprised he hasn't brought this. This is something he'd say, in the council meeting to Chokwe. It's like, you live with all those white people over Chokwe. What about, you talking about this? Why didn't he say that? I mean, he needs to say that. Kenneth say that.
Wait, is Ashby Chokwe's Chokwe? I will never say it properly. Is Ashby Chokwe's council person?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's his ward. Right.
That's it. He even got a white councilman.
Bo Lucky's his police chief.
That is great.
Because they got primary there, I mean, it's just, I mean, it's almost like you feel like it's made up. You know what I mean? All this stuff. It's just like, it just can't be real.
Jason asked on the Guns and Gear text line any timeline on when folks might get their silver bracelets.
I heard several sources that say like next 3 weeks.
By the way,
handcuffs. 3 weeks is what I hear.
3 weeks.
That's what I've been hearing.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true. That's just the word on the street. Take that for what you will.
Josh on the Guns and Gear text line. Perhaps they were listening to the song "Bye Bye Bye" Lumumba by Richie Valens. David, owners of the old Harris Casino Complex property in Tunica would like to turn the convention center into a influx care facility for 2,000 minor immigrants. Oh, talking about the old Harris in Tunica. Yeah, I mean, I keep hearing about that. They're trying to turn that into a immigration deal up there. That sucks, but that's where we're at in America. Let's see here. Reagan, the price of a loaf of bread and the attacks on mom concerned about her child's education may cost Biden the White House. Of course, this assumes the election will be fair. Outed Chuckway taking bribes. I did find it curious that Banks flipped on Richard's garbage contract, a worse deal for the city than the first time. His excuse never held water with me.
Yeah, that's a good point. I forgot about that. That's a good point. I mean, so let's think about this, Clay. If this all is playing out the way we think it's going to, and I do believe all of that in terms of just by the FBI's actions, because they don't go to that level that they did on Wednesday without a substantial case.
We have to say these are two different things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think there's just so much here, right?
There's either there's two different cases, or how did we end up? How does the garbage thing tie into this Miami thing?
The Miami thing, yeah, I don't know.
If the hotel part's true, like this feels like two different.
Maybe they're just working on several different cases of public corruption at once. It all ties in somewhere that we just don't know the facts of that yet. But I think, if this all, the level that it rose to with this raid, I think they probably got approval from D.C. to do that. I know they probably had to, that they got enough on these guys. So if they do that, you're looking at, we have to have a new mayor and 3 new council people, allegedly, if this is all true, right? And a district attorney. That's crazy.
I mean, it is a chance to get it right.
Yeah.
They won't do it. I mean, they're going to screw this up. But the track record says so. I mean, they're going to screw it up because they're just going to plug in the next Chockway.
Let's just hope not.
The Black Votes Matter Power Complex, the Benny's votes, the Benny's ballots, Benny's buses crew. They're just going to plug in the next controllable character. Hopefully something happens and we get a Kim Wade administration. Because you talk about busting it up at the dough.
Oh, yeah. Though you're right about the track record, right? But we haven't seen this happen before in our, So, I wonder what the public's reaction is going to be when the entire council basically gets taken down and the mayor. And, is that going to cause an awakening at that point? Because that's basically a nuclear bomb just went off in the city. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if it does. I mean, we'll see.
Well, then, we got to take a break. But then you're going to end up most likely having a leadership change in Washington.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, probably most likely.
With a new DOJ, new FBI head, new everything.
Yeah.
What ends up happening to these type cases?
I mean, I think the Trump administration probably still pushed this. I'm going to guess they would.
100%. All right. Then they get to scream, it's racism. We'll be right back. Welcome back into the Clay Edwards Show. Real quick, I just want to say this in closing. Everything we discussed today is 100%, hearsay, speculation, and innuendo. We can't confirm any of this, and so please don't take any of this as factual. We're kind of having fun with it because, Shaun, we got 10 seconds here, but I just can't figure out how or why Jody plays into this.
Yeah, me too, because he is a good guy. I mean, I know we just agreed on the Fox case, but that one's the one that just shocks me to this at all.
I don't think he's a good guy, but he's well to do enough financially. He ain't got to do this. We'll see you next week.